You don't have any friends? You don't have any friends?
I do.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm one of your friends, right?
Yeah.
You want to spend some time with your friend?
Not when you say it like that.
Well, I know you have friends.
Okay, yes.
Have you been spending time with them?
Not like that.
But just like hanging out.
Kind of?
Kind of? What do you mean kind
Yeah,
of?
because I don't know. Because I see him at school,
Okay.
but
You don't hang outside of school?
no.
Really?
No, not because I don't want to. It's just time. So I don't. But
I think
I will be seeing 2 of them later this week. So yeah.
Are you gonna vlog it?
Uh,
What? No. Okay.
I don't know. I feel like, especially because I haven't been doing it for a second. That would be a little weird to just show up with a camera and shove it in their face.
Oh, ask for consent.
I don't know. Both that and yeah, it wouldn't be the best to do in these situations. It just wouldn't. I don't know. It feels a little rude.
I had that same conversation today with someone else.
Oh, yeah? What'd you say about it?
Pretty much I just wanted to respect other people's personal space and boundaries. Yeah, I don't want to make them super uncomfortable or anything.
Did you shove the camera up their nose after that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like,
Well, have you been spending time with friends?
friends? Actually, yeah, just the other day I was hanging out with a coworker, Andrew,
Uh-huh.
and my coworker, Ashley.
Oh, yeah?
We made cucumber sandwiches yesterday.
Just cucumbers?
Cucumber sandwiches.
Just cucumbers.
Cucumbers.
In between another
cream
cucumber?
cheese.
Oh. You hollow out the cucumbers?
Sliced cucumbers.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, cream cheese, cucumbers. There was like dill. There was chives.
Wait, like cream cheese in between the cucumbers slices?
No, like there's bread too.
Oh,
There's bread
what
too.
else
They're-
is there?
They're like just like finger sandwiches, little finger sandwiches,
How big was the bread?
regular toast size.
And how was
like
that a
loaf.
finger sandwich?
You cut them up, cut them into fourths.
I'm sorry, man. You just missed a lot of details there.
Yeah, you know me. I like to go to step 1 to step 10.
Cucumber sandwiches, like
Yeah,
so it's an actual sandwich that you
Yes.
made that you cut up.
yeah.
So you had cucumber slices, cream cheese, sort of dill, whatever, some sort of spice
Yeah,
type
some
thing.
herbs. Yeah,
Yeah, herbs and yeah.
and then there is lemon juice involved.
Okay.
Yeah, and it wasn't bad.
It was
and
involved.
cumin. No, garlic powder. It was garlic
Okay, thank
powder.
God, because if I hate cumin,
Yeah, sorry. Garlic.
and especially with cucumber and cream cheese, I'm not sure, man.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good
Okay.
time spending time with friends.
That's good.
That's why I was asking you. Have you been spending time with friends? Where are your friends? You
Wow.
alone?
Come on, man.
You alone? You alone?
No, I'm not. I have a dog.
Well, I have a cat.
She's my friend. No.
Yeah, he's my best bud.
Your best bud's a pussy.
I think he'd be very offended.
He's a cat.
He's only 1 year old.
My best friend's a bitch. She's a dog.
Yeah.
It's okay to say these things.
So, if a girl dog is a bitch,
Yeah.
what's a male?
Are they considered a stud just
I have
like a
no
horse?
idea.
I don't know.
Okay, so is pussy?
It sounds like you're.
Okay, no, sorry. No. I mean, so if you call my guy cat a pussy,
It's okay. Here's
Would
where
a girl cat also be?
yes, because it's a cat. A cat is a pussy, right?
Okay.
And a dog isn't a bitch. A female dog is a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So is there? Do you think there's a term for a male cat and a
maybe,
female cat?
probably somewhere. It may be a more formal term. I don't know where the term bitch came from.
Mussy and fussy. Male cat.
I don't know about
Mussy.
that, man.
Mussy. Okay. But yeah. He's my friend too.
He doesn't really talk much.
Is it? He talks a lot when he's hungry.
He goes.
Yeah.
Do you think it's okay to say that your pet is your friend?
That's fine.
Because I was hearing someone talk the other day and saying like, well, you can't have an animal or a pet as your friend, like as a serious friend, like as a friend.
I
you
think
can't.
it's more of like an emotional connection when it comes to a friendship.
That's it. It's only emotions.
I guess you could have a physical one.
But not like that.
I don't know. What do you mean?
No, I mean so well, I guess isn't just like purely emotional, excluding that the other one would be physical. I mean, like habits and stuff and activity. Like, what does constitute a friend? Jeez, is it just an emotional connection? Is that
Yeah, I think so.
interesting? I've never thought of
Isn't it?
before. Well, I probably have, but I don't know.
Wow, that should have been one of our topics.
Yeah, honestly. I don't know. What do you
Okay,
think?
write that
about
down. Write that
Yeah,
down. Write that down for next time.
But yeah, we'll get. Holy crap! What makes a friend? You know, I actually asked this.
You make a friend.
I asked my niece this, right? Because
Okay.
I was
The
taking
same
a walk.
question.
Well, I was taking a walk and she had a hoverboard or whatever, right? And she's following behind me, just asking questions. She was talking about her best friend and everything, and they signed a contract that said they were sisters, and the parents, they said it was legitimate and everything, so it was true, right?
That's cute.
I was like, oh, funny. You'll learn later that was wrong. That was false. But yeah, it was just like, or they would go and play games or something or share stuff together. And I asked her, is that what makes you guys friends? Like, is that it? Is there nothing else that makes you friends? I didn't say it like that, but like what makes someone a sister?
Okay.
Is what I asked, but it was kind of the same kind of question.
Yeah.
And I forgot exactly what she said. Pretty much, they talk about things together, I think is what she said. Like they talk about things or play games together, and that's what makes them sisters. So I don't know.
But I still feel like that's more of a deep emotional
thing?
connection.
Yeah, like can you play games with somebody, not have an emotional attachment to them?
I mean, you could, but it wouldn't.
I guess that would be like
know?
almost like all your other coworkers, like the ones that you aren't necessarily friends with,
Yeah.
that you just work with, and you've been doing the same thing for however long together, but once you part ways, you don't think anything of it.
Yeah, pretty.
So it has to have some emotional aspect or emotional pull. Gotcha.
That was deep.
Not really. Not really.
Well, is that our definition of a friend? Should we just think about this later? Think about it more.
I don't know. I feel like I've thought about this and had better thoughts about this.
Have you really? I mean, I know you think a lot, but
have you really? What do you mean? Like,
I guess I don't
have
really
you thought about
question
having
a
a
lot
friend?
of stuff.
And like, what constitutes a friendship and what makes someone your friend
Never
versus
thought of
just a
that.
person you hang out with?
I've never thought of that.
I know I've thought of that before. I just don't remember any lines of thought I've had about it, which is kind of weird because I feel like I should be remembering that sort of stuff, but I'm not at all. Yeah. What makes someone your sibling?
That's also true. I get
What? That's also true.
It's, okay, so no, it's more of just like going the aspect of how some people have like step parents or whatever.
Oh yeah, and like your stepbrother would be your brother.
Yeah.
Or No, I'd say that's smile.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was really funny.
But meaning like, Jesus fucking Christ. All right.
Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Okay. Like two friends saying that they're brothers, like they're close enough. Like I would consider you a brother, but what makes that versus just someone who you're friends with, you know?
I think everyone just has a different definition.
Yeah.
Because you could have like, a blood related relative, but you're not close to them at all. So you're kind of lacking that.
I also hear in movies, they're like, you're no brother of mine. I'm like, so what makes a brother and what not?
I don't even know.
Because supposedly,
anymore.
like, even if your siblings do something crazy and whack and stupid, you're like, hey, we're still brothers, you know? Like, but you could also like excommunicate them out of your brotherness.
I need more time to think about
Yeah.
it. This is a lot to like think about right off the bat.
Do you think it's just like wordplay? Like, the same word meaning too many things?
I feel like it is.
Like, you're my brother, but not like the kind where if you fuck up, you're still going to be a part of the family.
What's a family?
Like a close friend.
What's a family? What identifies as a family? Let's just get deeper into this.
Oh, God. No, I can't do that. I don't know what. Yeah, what is a family? Is it just like a group of people with a central kind of motive in life and movement or bond?
Is it really, though?
I don't know.
Because my parents and I weren't very close.
But you guys share life together. Well, wait, no, but if you're separated.
I think in a day, I am more alone than I see my parents. Like, I see my parents for a good, like, maybe hour a day.
Yeah. What makes someone your family beyond blood relation, even if you don't ever see them?
Has to be emotional, right?
I mean, yeah. But like, what makes them your family? What part of that? Like, because there is some emotional sort of thing that occurs, of course. But I mean, it could be just straight up chemicals, But
Man,
I don't know. That's too complex.
This is very
That's
complex.
too complicated for me to think
We're
on the
just
spot.
kind of like digging a hole.
Yeah, I know, and we just okay. But pivot because I have no idea where to go.
Okay, well,
because I'm just there are too many routes that.
Yeah, for sure. We can talk about this later.
Yeah, you try to formulate some sort of opinion. That would be a good one to add.
Okay,
though.
I kind of want to go back to the friends. What makes a friend thing.
What makes a friend? Physically or emotionally?
No. Before that.
Okay.
So you're gonna be out of school soon.
Yeah.
But you're still gonna take a class during the summer.
Yes.
Are you thinking about spending more time with those friends, or are they just kind of just
Do you feel
people who, not like your school friends?
okay?
Are they more people who kind of like get you through school, or are they like people who you generally like to go out and be with?
So I haven't. Well, there was only one that I've actually like outside of school spent some time with, and it was really fun. Yeah. So there's only one I've actually spent time with outside of school, but there are a couple I wouldn't mind spending time with outside of school. But the problem is the location of the school is very kind of central to the locations of those people, so that it's kind of like the center of a circle and everyone else is on the edges of the circle. So to get to those other people, it's a lot further than going to the school. So a couple of them are, 30 minutes away, hour away. One would be like hour, 20 minutes away.
It's just more convenient.
It's
just like you have a place that all know, and just
so it's easier to spend time, not only because we're in the same programs, but because we're right there. Now, these people I have no issue with, planning some times, going hanging out with these individuals, but everyone's got their own things going on, and I don't know, maybe it isn't that deep of a friendship yet with a lot of them. So yeah, what was your question?
My question is, during the summer when I know you're gonna have more stuff to do in the summer,
Mhm.
but do you think you'll make time for those friends to just like spend like a day
Yeah.
like every other week or
Yeah.
so?
If I have a block of time, um, most definitely, and I'll try to make a block of time too, because the individuals that I've gone to school with, there are a lot of people I go to school with who I'm friendly with, who I would consider friends, but there are a couple out of those friends who are closer, who kind of get things, who understand things.
Mhm.
Oh, maybe that's another thing. They kind of understand.
Yeah.
Friends understand certain things.
Oh,
But
like the same kind of mentality sort of thing, like
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
similar thinking.
Either similar thinking or at least they get it.
Yeah.
So they don't have to be the same, but they at least understand where you're
Mhm.
coming from. So that could be one. Um, but yeah. So some of those friends understand some things, or they're interesting to talk to. They might have a quality or two that just like you enjoy, and that's reciprocated between you guys. And so yeah, I'll make time if they want to make time. I'll reach out if they want to. Um, those individuals who I've kind of picked out of that group, um, I really do enjoy things about them and them as a whole. Although I do try to find things I enjoy about everybody, but they're people who at least spent enough time with me to understand me enough
Mhm.
to spend time with each other.
Okay. So I know the whole distance thing was, it's kind of a big thing because if someone lives like an hour away, it's a really far drive.
Yeah.
What? So what I'm thinking is, if everyone is, good to hang out, let's just say all three people live an hour away from each other. Would you just try to meet at a central location in between everyone, or if they're okay with driving to one person's house?
So it was funny. I was actually talking about this with one of the guys because
Uh-huh.
we were like, way back in the first semester when we were just kind of a loose, shoddy study group,
Mm-hmm.
We were just like, oh man, we should all get high together sometime. And so I always allude to it and joke about it. And I was like, yeah, so when are we all getting high together, guys?
That's a joke.
And it's like, yeah, we can all carpool, or we could go here and then carpool to someone's house. And then one of them was like, yeah, but then I'm stuck there. And then I still have to drive to the school, then back home. Or, and that's a lot of time, even just riding in a car. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. I guess if you're going to go to a place and you want to keep your autonomy, I mean, just drive there yourself. I was also thinking about this because one of the friends lives an hour from me, but 30 minutes from the school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was thinking, oh, if we were to meet at the school, then go somewhere in one of our areas, it's still the same amount of time.
Yeah.
If they were to just come up here.
Yep.
And then, going back, they have that much time. They still have that much time back, but they also have their car and you're not. I don't know. It's the same shit. Same amount of time in the car, a lot more steps, and then you're leaving a car at a school. And I don't know. It's just weird. Might as well just drive up.
I was just wondering because a friend of mine has to drive between like 30, 40 minutes every day just for like work and stuff and like to just hang out with.
Yeah. And with that, if you guys are like really, if you're close friends and you're trying to make time for each other, then, I think that's worth it. I think friends are worth it in life to drive an hour away. We have the technology to drive that distance in an hour.
You know what? We have the technology to FaceTime people.
Yeah, but that's not the same. That's not the
I
same.
understand.
But yeah, why not make time for those individuals? And I get it. Some people are busy, so it does complicate things a little bit. But I think if you're truly getting something out of it, and you both, enjoy each other's company and you're like good friends, there's no issue. Drive an hour, bitch, like that's what I drive every day. Like it's not, especially people in the Midwest understand, like an hour isn't that long
It's not.
when you really get down to it. Yeah.
I don't think I'd drive an hour to see you.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
Wow.
If it was for like,
Maybe not every day. That's for
Yeah,
damn
yeah,
sure.
for sure, for sure. I mean, like once in a while, maybe, you know, let's do something.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you. Yeah. You're lazy as fuck. I understand.
I don't want
I am too. I can barely text you. I have so much trouble.
And most of the time it's about this fucking podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be like, hey, did you get the shit? Yeah, I got the shit. And then just blank space for like 3 weeks.
I'm just texting you, keeping you updated on like some podcast stuff.
Yeah.
And you just don't text back.
And here's the thing. I kind of enjoy this though. We don't really talk about a lot of things over text, but in person we fill each other in.
Yes.
So I actually kind of enjoy that, and I've been using that a little more with people. Like instead of texting, you know, something that like, oh, I just found this out, and text them and have a text conversation. Instead, I've just been waiting till I see them, and I feel like it's a lot better because I don't know, you just get the first time reaction of it, and you're right there conversing with somebody, and you're not staring at a screen talking when you should be doing other things. So I feel like that you just get more for your time. Yeah.
That does sound nice.
Yeah. Do you text people often? No, me neither.
It's more just like questions like, hey, did you want this? Did you want that? Type of thing.
I think I pissed my mom off in that manner because that's all I text
Really?
about. Yeah. I think she understands, but
I guess it's just kind of natural, you know, that we've been doing it. I don't know.
Yeah, because
we can have a conversation later.
She'll ask questions. She'll ask questions, and then I'll just forget about the text message, or I'll see it, and then I think of a response, but I don't text it, and then I'm like, oh shit! Like later, I'm like, oh, I totally forgot to. But then in person, I'll fill her in. You know.
Yeah.
I think she's kind of figured out that's the way I function, but I kind of feel bad at the same time.
Because it's
like I don't see you anymore. It's like I'm sorry.
It's almost like when you don't text back, you're just kind of ignoring them.
Yeah, but you're
and
not.
That feels bad. Yeah.
Yeah, technology is a bitch because then you can just go like, hey, and if they don't answer, they don't want to answer.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they can't answer. It's not because they weren't at the phone. It's not because they didn't get your letter. It's not because it's still in the mail. It's because you're ignoring them. It's because you saw it and you stopped and you didn't do anything else. And in a sense, I think that's it's kind of a giant hurdle to get over, to be able to not text someone back. Because it almost seems rude. But lately I've been just thinking it's not that rude. You are living in the space around you. You don't need to be staring at a screen.
So funny we were talking about this whole texting thing because our old boss,
hit you up.
Yeah,
like, I still love you.
Starts with an F.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, hey, that shirt you gave me, someone complimented on it. I didn't say a word, and that was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh my. You should go and visit and be like,
I should. I still really like him. He's awesome. But yeah, I just didn't text back because I'm just like, I don't have anything to say to that, you know?
It's like, cool. But then that sounds shallow.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I feel more than that. But if I say something else, you won't think I
feel bad because it's like I ignored him. It's been like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah,
same thing.
You live close enough. You could go down there and you'll see a bunch of people.
I always have work.
Oh, you're right.
It'd be too late as soon as I get off.
Skip.
And then I could. Yeah. But another one with our even older boss.
Oh Jesus, that's the one who went. I still love you.
No, he was just talking. You know how I had a big energy drink phase with the bangs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he showed me 2 new flavors. The first one I responded, and then 2 days later he says,
another flavor.
There's another one. I didn't respond that that was like a week ago, week and a half. Man. So like I still like him too, but I just what do I say to it? Like, oh cool, I'll try and get that.
Yeah, and you don't drink energy drinks anymore, or
I mean,
a lot less.
I do. It's or just my caffeine intake is less.
Which
Yeah, so
things are like 300 milligrams.
yeah, for one.
It's a lot. I know some people who drink like 2 or 3 of those a day.
You.
No.
No, it used to be me.
That used
It
to be
used to
you.
be me.
I only would do half a day.
And then I'd take pre-workout.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah. Oh my God. Those days. Holy shit, man.
Dude, speaking of pre-workout and
Yeah.
caffeine,
Uh-huh.
I don't know why. I just wanted to try it, but I bought a pre-workout that had like 600 milligrams caffeine. Worst one ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like
what else
taste,
was in it? Was it
how it mixes.
was there
everything.
anything at all that was decent in it
No.
to the proportions
No,
it
I
needed?
just wanted to try it.
And it just caffeine? You might as well have just bought pure caffeine and just ingested
Oh, I just
that.
took a sip and I just dumped it out. Like it was bad.
What a waste of money.
It was, but I got to try it.
I never understand that. Like, let's just hype ourselves on caffeine. Doesn't do much for a workout.
I think what really helps me is the beta alanine.
Makes you itchy.
It gets me to
like
focus more.
It's under your skin.
It makes me feel more focused.
I wonder if there's like a legitimate reason for that, or if that's just you.
It feels like I'm fighting demons.
Like that kind of focus? Like enraged type focus, or like a calm focus?
I want to say maybe a little bit of both. It like with the tingling, it makes it feel like it's easier to, fight demons. At the same time, I all I know is without
What does beta alanine do? I don't remember.
Suichi.
Is that it?
I kind of forgot to. I just remember performance increases, and that's pretty much it.
That's very vague.
Yeah,
Like your
we can look
performance
this
will
up
be
later.
enhanced. Yeah.
But just
Okay.
So
Okay,
good.
man. Oh man,
what?
I've noticed something lately.
What?
You've been very distracted.
Yeah, I'm always
We
distracted.
sat down one podcast night to work on podcast things, and you were just all over the place. You couldn't stare at the goddamn screen. Nothing.
I was looking for stuff.
No,
Always.
in places that you knew where it was.
No, I didn't.
Where's the mouse? I swear it's right. What am I doing with this mouse? What in a key? I don't know what this keyboard is doing. Oh wait, let me put it back. Oh, I'm using it to type. It's very interesting.
Wait, are you talking about when I was typing on my Mac
No,
and it wasn't?
you know exactly the day I'm talking about because we had to take the day off because you were too goddamn
I don't
distracted.
remember that day. I'm distracted all the time.
All the time.
I was diagnosed with ADHD in high school.
Well, yeah, but I've worked with you for so long. I haven't seen a day like that in a long time.
Well, that's me at work.
Yeah. Why?
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 Because we like to shoot bottle caps at each other.
So you go to work. How much work would you say you do?
50%.
50%. So half of the day, or like half of the hour of each hour?
Half of the day.
Half of the day.
Okay,
So
okay. Maybe right now it used to be 50. Now it's more like an 80-20 split.
which one's 80? Which one's 20?
80 is work.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It just got harder.
So how are you going to cut that work down to get more playtime?
Can't.
You can't?
I can't.
You can't automate anything?
No.
You know how funny that would be if you were to
That'd be
automate your
so
whole
nice.
process?
I was actually thinking about getting like a little like keyboard and just programming like words and stuff. So I can just click on it and it just types it for me real quick, and then I can just
Don't
get
you
on
have
with
a
it.
keyboard that does that?
The thing is, with the whole Mac thing, I don't know if it'll work because
Oh, is it not compatible?
I'm not sure because I tried bringing in my my mouse with a pre-programmed macro on, and it was just left clicking, for my cookie clicker. Did not work. Didn't work.
On a
And
Mac.
then yeah,
Okay.
for some reason. So I feel like it would only work on a keyboard with macros if the software is compatible with Mac.
Mm. You know, I heard of a of a guy who automated his work.
Mhm.
Like he knew how to do it. He just automated it and, you know, pretended to be working all day. He would do other stuff or learn other things. And after like 3 or 4 years, they caught him.
Uh-huh.
Like he slipped up or something and he forgot how to do his job. So when he got caught, like he couldn't like fake it and go, or he couldn't go like, oh, well, I still know how to do it. Let me get back to doing it or whatever. No, he forgot how to do all the shit. So then he was just like, got fired and then had a hard time finding another job because he forgot how to do like his skill. Like it was
Oh my.
yeah. Imagine that. Like you tricked the game so hard that you tricked yourself.
Yeah, that'd definitely be me if I were ever to.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm like, you find a way to automate it because then you could just
I
click
wish.
that, do that, and then fill out.
Yeah, I wish I could. There's just too many variables when it comes to clothing.
Yeah.
'Cause then you're selecting like a bunch of different stuff, and it's
Mhm.
not fun. Not fun.
Oh, I got you. I got you. So,
But yeah, at work, always distracted, shooting bottle caps, make a lot of jokes.
mm-hmm.
We roll on floors. We fucking crawl on tables. It's
Okay.
pretty wild.
I'm looked at strangely at school whenever I sit on the floor.
Uh-huh.
And you're saying that people roll around, crawl, lay on the work.
Yeah, we're all weird.
floor.
Yeah, we're all weird.
You know how strange that is? Not that you guys are strange. That in the work environment, that's okay.
You know
But I
what's
do it
funny?
at school, and they're like, "That's weird."
That's funny.
What?
I practically started it all.
And you started it all? You're not even a person who sits on the floor.
Yeah.
Never in my life have I seen you willingly sit on the floor.
I'm telling you, I am a different person at work.
Why?
But yeah, I fuck around a lot. Like the whole bottle cap thing I was talking about, shooting bottle caps.
Mm-hmm.
I started that. I taught them how to shoot bottle caps.
So you're making everyone not work.
Yeah. You know.
You're like, hey, I'm at this level. You guys need to come down to it. Or bring up to it, depending on what
But,
position you're
so-
looking at it from.
no, me being distracted is the usual me.
That's so strange. I've only ever seen you focused.
Yeah. Yeah. That is kind of strange, huh?
That is strange. Because even at work back in the day, when we were working together, you were focused on work.
Well, it was because there's always something to do. Whenever I'm sitting at a desk
okay,
doing the
okay.
same thing over and over again, that's where it kind of just gets boring.
So then you start fucking around.
Yep.
Gotcha. So
I think that was the big difference.
it's the lack of things to really
yeah,
do.
because in a kitchen you can go from one thing to another and it'd be completely different.
Yeah, and there's endless amounts there's never a time in a kitchen where you're like, oh, there's nothing left to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's always something to fucking do.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Cool. Yeah, I'm always like that at work.
Now, I got a question.
Okay.
See, what you do is kind of, aimless work, right?
Uh-huh.
You're like, whatever, click.
Yeah.
But I mean, people buy it and such. Would you pursue? Okay, here, let me preface it with this. So a lot of times nowadays, I see people when they ask, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Or "What do you want to be?" or "What are you looking to become?" A lot of people look up to becoming something like, a social media influencer, an actor, a rock star, someone who performs, someone who's in the limelight, someone who gets credit for this. I want to be an artist, a well-known artist. I want to be well-known for my sport. Everything has to do with kind of like a well-known and appreciated, even a thing where people, they get thanks from it. Like, I want to go do this, and it'll be something very meaningful, and you'll get a thank you pretty much from the person you're doing it for or whatever. But a lot of what our, our society, our country is built on is people doing hard jobs, or they may not even be too crazy difficult, but jobs that kind of drive the everyday life and what the structure of life we see around us. But we don't know that they do that stuff. We don't know that they hold up so many pillars of our society, and they never get a thank you. They never even get a thought because we don't know they exist. Would you pursue one of those jobs if you knew that nobody would know what you ever do or give you a thank you for it?
Me
If it, yeah,
personally,
yeah, if it meant that it meaningful, like it may not be very grandiose, but it's impactful to your society. It's one of the things that keep daily life moving along. Would you do it if it meant that you will never get appreciation for it?
personally, I think it always just kind of depends on said job.
Mhm.
Just because I feel like a majority of people doing these thankless jobs are just needing a job
Mhm.
for the most part. And in those cases, those places are usually always hiring because of that reason. Uh, Me personally, I don't think I could do that, honestly. Um, like, don't get me wrong, I still do things without telling any, acts of kindness, um, without letting anyone know. But having an actual job that impacts society is just a whole new level of, just I don't know how to word it. Just a whole new level of just, I guess, kind of an act of kindness that isn't seen. And I just don't think I could do that because as much as like I like helping people out, it's I don't want to be drained of my own energy from trying to do that every single day. Even if I did get a thank you or not, still a lot of work. It's gonna put a lot of pressure on said individual too.
Yeah. Now, I mean, there is a preface. I mean, because we're being non-specific with jobs, it could be a job that's very simple.
Hmm.
You get vacation, you're not overworked, but it's just very impactful and nobody will ever know.
Give me
You know?
that job.
Yeah. You wouldn't mind if it was, good pay, you get, a set vacation, and they're not trying to like screw you in the ass or anything.
Yeah, give me that job.
Yeah. Okay, so you would pursue it even if nobody even knew and nobody ever cared what you did.
Yeah, if it's that job. But that sounds like a myth, a legend.
So really, as long as you're getting a decent job, you wouldn't give a shit. So I guess there's probably a lot of people who do those types of jobs, as long as they're getting paid, they, get their benefits and their vacation. They're like,
That's true.
yo, it's
Yeah.
whatever. I don't care. It's pretty cool doing this. Nobody has to give a fuck about me. But I don't know. I just, because there are a lot of those jobs out there and they're not even necessarily bad. They can be kind of artistic in nature. They can be practical, useful. They can be fun, but they're just not known per se. And I don't know. I guess what brought me to the thought was the amount of general selfishness that people have, that trying to steal the limelight, and they just want to be in the spotlight. They want to be the life of the party. They want to be the one that's known. And I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of that observation that a lot of people are that way. Not necessarily saying they're terrible people, but a lot of people are that way. So
I kind of know what you mean. Just even having someone like take your own idea and just pitching it as theirs is
yeah,
it's it sucks. It really does suck. I don't know.
yeah. That, you know what, that that pisses me the hell off when somebody does that. Um, But I guess it would be like what for? If they're saying, you know, oh, it was my idea, just for themselves to push themselves forward and that's it, I'd be pissed off. But if they were like, yeah, it was my idea, but they didn't mean that in a like, oh, it was totally me, or they
Mhm.
are the face of what said thing, and it's like, and it's toward a certain goal. I think I would care less if it were a toward a particular good goal or whatever. But it does get a little frustrating. Why is it though that we need recognition for our work?
Well, right now everything in this society is kind of based off money now. So I think
You think that's the
for the
reason?
most part, it's just more of like the affirmation of like, hey, you did a good job, and
Mm-hmm.
here's a reward type of thing.
Because a lot of people I talk to, they don't care so much about money as much as getting recognition, in the sense that they want their work to be known that, you know, they do good work.
Hmm.
You don't have to give them, you know, a bonus every time something happens, or something crazy, or you know, or a gift every time they do something good. They just want credit for, hey, I did this. And when you say this thing happened, just slap my name on there, and
Yeah,
that's it. I don't need the money.
I think it's
Why is that a driver?
okay. So the money is attached, it,
Well,
but you
I'm
know,
talking
obvious.
to times when it's not.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm just saying the money's always attached. It's always attached, whether you want it or not. It's always attached. Um, but I think it's more of just that personal achievement, like you achieve something and you're getting somewhere. I think that it's just that feeling of endorphins rushing and you achieving something that is recognized by other people.
I'm not quite sure
So
completely about that. I feel like I agree with you in many situations on that, but I do know they're like, there's somebody I know, they're working at a place, like they do a good job where
mm,
they're at, but everyone who seems to be doing a sleazy job somehow gets the benefits, the perks, the whatever, for doing a crap job. They, you know, they haven't been late for years. They, you know, they catch all these things that they're supposed to catch, all these mistakes that people make, and you know, usually they put up like, hey, this person did a good job doing this, and their work seems to go unnoticed, and there's not money attached to it, right?
mm,
And I remember them telling me, it's like, man, I just want, like, I don't care about this other crap they're giving us, or I'm not trying to tear these other people down for being put up on the board. Just like, I just, when I do something, I would like my name to be on there. I would like the recognition that that is my work. Like, give me a pat on the back. That's it. Like, I don't need anything more. Tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and do this shit again. This is my job. I'm
mm.
just doing my job. At least give me like just a thanks for, or a, hey, this person did their job.
Well, I think that's just a lack of management
Hmm.
in an establishment because
Well,
yeah, someone can be working very hard. The person slacking can, they set their bar themselves, you know.
mm-hmm.
If they go anything above that, it'll be noticed because they've been doing, the least amount that they possibly can. And so when they get above that threshold, it's more noticeable rather than setting a bar already super high and just staying at that same level. It's just like, oh, it's the same thing.
Yeah, and they
You know,
measure
you
change, not
don't really,
necessarily level.
yeah, pretty much.
Um,
So you don't really notice it as much.
so I don't disagree, but my question is more toward, why is recognition so important to people? Not saying it's not important to me, but why is that such a driver, such a thing, even for people who don't care about the limelight? They just want their things they do good to at least have their name attached to it.
I can't really say anything different.
You don't.
Affirmation.
Okay.
Like I said, it just feels good to be noticed for doing
Yeah,
something good.
I guess that is the case.
I don't really know what else
Yeah,
to add
no,
to
I
it.
don't know. It was just a thought.
Well, what do you think? goes into it. Why do you think, um, you know, yeah,
Recognition. Why do people want recognition? Hmm. Yeah, that's hard. Well, I guess because their work, because when they put work into something, it's not going to nothing. I guess that would be so that affirmation that you're talking about, that
Mhm.
when you put when you do your job correctly, like it it's not trash. It's not wasted. It's not going into the bin. Like it's you're doing your job, and that's what you should be doing. Good job.
Yeah, it's like
You
we're
know,
pets to society, you know.
heads to
Every now
well,
and
not
then
even in
we need a, oh, good boy.
like not even in the sense of like a job, no, just in general, like when you interacting or interacting with people. I don't know, I just hate saying society and then problems.
Mhm.
But yeah, I guess that would make a little sense. The affirmation of yes, I'm doing what I'm doing is fine. It's not wasted.
Sometimes you need to not just ask, who's a good boy. Sometimes you need to ask, how's a good boy? You know?
That's more like mental state. It's like, are you doing okay? Like, nah, I'm fucking great. Just fine. And then they go, you don't seem okay. I'm like, I'm not. That's how that goes. So I actually had a thought the other day.
Okay.
And I was in the car. Do you know what are you doing?
No, continue.
Okay. Sorry. So I was in the car listening to the radio because sometimes I don't like to take the time to pull up music on my phone, and I just, it's like whatever. I hop in the car and drive. I'll flip through the radio, and there was this particular song that I'm not like the biggest fan of. It's like,
Is it who I think it is?
no,
Oh.
it probably is because it's written over there, but but
Justin Bieber, right?
yeah, no, but I was listening to the song, and I'm like about to change the station because I'm like, ugh.
Okay, can you tell me who this is and what song?
Yeah, I'm getting to it.
Okay, it just sounds like you're dragging it. I was like, let's get on with it.
So I'm like, okay, the song, and I'm like, listen to it. I'm like, okay. Wait a minute, there's actually something here. And the song,
Did you want me to pull up lyrics?
no,
And just like interpret it, just like a poem.
No,
in
because
high
I'll end
school?
up reading like all of the thing. And if you want, if this makes sense, just listen to the song, "Deja Vu" by Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, speaking of which,
Oh, God.
we pulled up the music video for
I
once
didn't
for the
even
first
want to
time,
watch it.
and he was like, "Oh, that's what she looks like,"
Yeah.
which is totally fair because I didn't really know what she looked like either.
Yeah. So
I just thought it was funny.
she's got popular music, successful, whatever. Don't care. But I heard the song on the radio, about to flip it, but then I thought of something, and pretty much what the song is about is this person gets dumped, and then she sees her ex going around with his new girlfriend, going to the same places, doing the same things, listening to the same music. Like, was it the same? I think it was part of the lyrics where she got him therapy or whatever, and he's like better now or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So she like helped him all this much, and then all these things that he does now is because of her, but now he is showing her, the next girl, like all these things and all these places and doing the same stuff, saying the same words. And it's supposed to be kind of in a sense like it pretty much, do you get deja vu when you're with her? Like, do you think of me pretty much? Do you think of all the shit we do or we did? Like, oh, I've done this before. Oh yeah, it was with her, that sort of thing. And I thought of that. And what I don't like about that song is that it kind of has just a general negative, for lack of a better words, vibe to it.
Yeah.
It's just something that, if you're having a pleasant day and you listen to it and you're like, oh, like this person's sad, they're emotionally Just it doesn't bring you up. But I was listening to it in the car on the radio, and then I was thinking, oh shoot, like this applies to my life in many aspects. And you go to these places with, say, like a significant other, right? Like a past girlfriend. I went to this place. I said these things, and you pick up certain language, and maybe they showed you a show, or maybe they showed you this, or got you interested on that. And then in your next relationship, you have all of those, but it's a part of who you are now, right? And so in the song, that's kind of like a negative thing, like, oh yeah, that's me, like that's me. But I was thinking of it more in a positive light. Like you just exchanged your personalities with someone. Yeah, it might be painful that you went away, but it's almost like a culture exchange. Like you get stuff from it. It's a positive thing that you got things from another person, and then you get to share them with another person. I guess the sad part is that it's not the original person, right?
Mhm.
That's the sad part. That's why the song is sad. But every time I hear the song now, it reminds me I'm not built just from me. I'm built from all the relationships I had, whether it be, like girlfriend type relationships or just friendships or, like parents sharing stuff with you, things like that. Like I'm not built just from myself. I'm built from all the people I've spent time with, all the personalities I've been around. And when I present myself to another person, that's all those people. And that's not a bad thing.
Mhm.
And so I listen to the song in a more positive way now when I hear it, even though it's, still sounding very sad. I'm
Yeah.
just smiling to this sad song because I'm like, man, I'm not just me. What makes up me isn't just me, it's everyone else. And I always thought that wow, for the past while. I think it's a beautiful thought that I'm not just me. I'm everyone else, but that makes me, that's part of who I am. That's one of the reasons I'm me, because I'm all these things in this particular way from all these people, from these specific people even.
Mhm.
You could go back and be like, that person, I got it from that person. And I think that's cool. Even if something in the past happened very sad, or like that was someone you loved and they broke up with you or whatever, like you can go, I got that from that person. That's pretty cool. Or even if you hate them, you're like, I got that from that person. I mean, hate them, but it's
Mhm.
still kind of cool that you got something from a person like that. And I don't know. I listen to it now and I smile. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on
So
that sort of
first,
thing?
I just kind of want to say it's kind of funny how I think in one of our older podcasts,
Mhm.
you said something about you are made of pretty much the top five
Oh yeah,
people.
yeah. That's a saying they say,
Yeah,
like you're the average of your 5 friends.
but I thought that was interesting how it just kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
But experiencing what you experience in terms of keeping it in a positive way, I have done that. With you know people I don't really see anymore.
Mhm.
They still had a very big impact on me. I feel like I got more of their lightheartedness, goofiness, that sort of stuff. I just don't take things as seriously anymore, and I'm not super stressed. And I guess it kind of sucked because it didn't really emerge until they left my life.
Damn.
Um, but it's definitely things I really enjoy. Having those qualities about me now because it's making my life a lot, like I said, a lot more lighthearted and a lot more fun. Um, and I'm very grateful for that. Very grateful for that. And just having more people around me, more experiences, just little changes in me. I definitely like the direction I'm heading right now.
Mhm.
I just have to thank everyone who has been in my life, who is here now, on everything. Very grateful.
Would you say that they built you or just revealed you?
I
Meaning,
want to say it's a
were you always internally in some manner the way you are now? It's just those people, those experiences chipped away shells or, carved you out of marble.
I want to say they definitely built me.
They built you. So it's
Mhm.
more like building blocks.
Yeah.
Like they were pieces added on to you that are now you.
Yeah, pretty much. Because as long as I could really remember, like, preschool, elementary school,
Mhm.
I did not like talking to people. I was always alone. I liked being alone. I didn't socialize at all. Um, and that was up until the high school when I tried to break out of my shell a little bit, but it was still the same. But I feel like all those little experiences along the way did build me up to be the person who I am today, which is really nice.
Now, my question is, and I guess this goes more toward the song, is doing the same things you've done before. Say you had a new relationship. Would you do the same things you had done before? Like, of course, given that they're, a positive thing, you're not like, it's not like your trauma coming out again or damaged stuff,
Hmm.
like actual, like legitimate things. Would you do those again with a new person? Or would it be wrong to repeat those things?
So that's another thing. Recently, I have been kind of doubting to do those things, just more of like friends and hang out with them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just, hey, I did this with this person back then. It was fun with them, and it kind of hurts now, but
Yeah.
it shouldn't be something I should be thinking about all the time. And if I can have another person experience a great joy from doing said thing, then why not? Because I like doing it, they might like doing it, type of thing. So I feel like even though it is very scary, you're still gonna have to take big jumps.
I do feel like if you try to come up with something new for every little thing, you're going to run into a wall
Hmm.
where you feel like you just can't do anything
Yeah.
for a person or for in a relationship or whatever. Like you won't go anywhere because you've been there before,
Hmm.
or you won't do this one thing that maybe the person you're with now might feel is really, a very nice, what is that called? Gesture. But to you, you're like, oh, I did this already. I can't do that again. Like, I feel that at some point you got to be like, okay, okay. Some things are okay to repeat. Other things probably not. But
Hmm.
most things, it's like just because you did it with one person, like went to a certain place or bought a certain thing, doesn't mean that it's off limits forever. Like buying flowers for somebody. Like if you bought someone flowers, say every time they had a bad day, and you did that again for somebody in a
Hmm.
different relationship, I think that's one of the things she's talking about when it's like deja vu, when the same thing happens and you react in the same way, the same cue, and then the same response. So I
Do
don't think that's a terrible thing.
you think you'd ever um not do something like you've done in the past with someone else, but you're just like, I don't know if I'll do this again?
Yes. And it would have to be a hyper specific thing. Or it has been.
Let me give you an example.
Okay.
On my birthday, I used to give another person just like a bouquet of flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Would I do that now? I don't think so.
Why?
Because just looking back on it, it was kind of odd. I mean, it wasn't really.
Is it the act itself that's odd, or is it the attachment to the other person that's odd?
I want to say both because it's not something you normally do either. Giving, you
I,
know,
I feel
some.
like that answers itself.
Yeah.
Like
So I'm just
it's
like,
kind of weird. Maybe I shouldn't do it anymore.
but at the same time, it what I did with that person was very dear, you know?
I do feel like it's a contextual thing too. Like in that context with that person, that made sense. It wasn't that weird.
Uh huh.
Without that person, it seems a little weird, and not because necessarily that you're like, oh, I did it once with this person, like I gave flowers with this person before. It's just that their, you know, their energy, their personality made context for that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas another person just wouldn't make much sense, or maybe on your own you would have never done that. And so to do it again might just feel out of place to you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like in that sense, then it might be, maybe I, you know, I wouldn't do it again, not because of that person, but because of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I'm not that person to do that sort of thing. I'm not looking to become that person.
Mm-hmm.
I won't do it.
Okay.
Not because, you know, oh, well, I used to do this with this person, you know, and now it's like, damn. Sometimes that can happen just with, say, a trauma, like that can be paired. And, you know, that happens. Sometimes you just can't get through that. But like if it's not traumatic, and, you know, maybe even you still think of that person, you can observe that thought from afar without being in the sadness of it.
Mm-hmm.
You could be like, damn, that was really cool when we did this together. It's like, now it's a new chapter. I'm doing it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
But if you liked doing that, I'd do it again. It's not weird.
Okay.
But if you yourself don't like doing that, then don't do it.
Gotcha. So do you have like a specific thing, or do you just?
So one thing that would be very specific to me that, you know, I haven't had to deal with yet, but I used to, one of my first girlfriends in high school. So it's one of them. One of my first, not my first. But
imagine having a girlfriend in high school.
Not, yeah, right. Yeah, I couldn't believe it either.
God damn.
But I would give her a flower every Monday, right, with a note attached to it.
Mm.
And that was just that was something I thought was really cool. Like one night I saw a pretty flower. I was like, oh, I like that. You know, the feeling the flower gave me reminded me of a feeling she gave me. So I was just like, all right, I saw it. I don't remember exactly why it stood out to me, but I paired the two. I like flowers anyway, and I like those type of flowers, but there was something about the flower that I was like, whatever. So I wrote a note, and I thought it was cool. So that's what I did. I wrote a note every week with a flower and gave her this flower over and over and over and over again. Would I do that now with a new girlfriend? I don't know.
You don't have lockers anymore.
I didn't have lockers either.
Oh,
I just gave it to her.
Okay.
And
I
she
thought
kept them
was
all.
okay.
Because they dried really nicely. She kept them all, and she kept all the notes. I don't know about now. Maybe those are all trash now. But yeah. So would I do that again? And that's something where I was thinking about that when I was listening to the song. I was like, would I do that again? And if the answer is yes, then it wouldn't have anything to do with the previous relationship. It would have to do with my thoughts about giving the flower in the note.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, what morally, like, should I tell the newer person, like, yeah, I used to do this before? Because what if, you know, the other person comes up and like, yeah, he used to do the same thing to me, like, give me a flower and a note. And then I go, and then they go, what? You mean that wasn't special?
Deja vu?
Yeah. So it was one of those things where if I were to do it, it would be from, you know, it would be from my heart. It wouldn't be just copying something. Although the real question would be, how would the other person feel about it? And that would also take my thing, because, you know, I wouldn't be bothered if it were coming from my heart. But that person might be bothered because it might be the same exact thing.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, man, that was long ago. You shouldn't be mad about that. But you can't say that to anyone, because
yeah, you know,
people got feelings, and that's that. Man, you did the same thing for that person. Damn, what am I to you? Nothing. So
that makes sense.
That'd be a thing where it'd be like, okay, maybe I won't do that for the sake of the other person, not necessarily because I'd be torn up about it.
Yeah, I don't know if I could ever sit in a car and drink beers with another person.
Oddly specific.
I haven't done that since
Since
like
Seriously?
with another person. It was just you.
that's kind of funny.
It was
Just
you,
sit in the
bro.
car and just
talk about life.
Yeah, well, that was a very dark time. I'll
That
tell you
was a very dark
that. That was a different time, and it was a little more depressing.
It
too.
was depressing, but
Which you
Man,
don't
it's
don't
crazy.
realize it until looking back. Like you're like, wow, that was kind of
we talked a lot about
that was a lot of
about
deep shit.
depressing.
Yeah. Which, and I guess that's what friends are for, you know.
Maybe again sometime. I don't know.
Damn, we've been talking for a while.
All right, well, that's probably it.
Okay.
We're just gonna cut it there.
Yeah, we'll cut it off.
It has been
highly emotional and
a little bit.
thought-provoking.
Over an hour.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't mind it.
But yeah, so
Well, yeah, in case you get deja vu.
goodbye.